Thanks for joining us once again here on Tissue World Television, coming to you from Tissue World Miami 2018. Now, this conference this year is quite a special one. Not only is it the 10th incantation of Tissue World here in America, but it's the 25th anniversary, or the Silver Jubilee, if you will, of Tissue World across the world. Now, Tissue World magazine is the ultimate news provider for the global tissue industry as well. It's a totally independent publication, and they brought out a special edition for this particular milestone with our Silver Jubilee right now, and it really is a phenomenal read. Not only is the conference going from strength to strength, looking at it from a global perspective, but this particular magazine is absolutely essential reading for anybody who's involved in the world of tissue. Of a quarter of a century, it's been going as long as the actual conference itself, and it really does provide a wealth of information. A spotlight on the global market, literally covering every corner of the globe. Tissue World magazine. Don't miss it. It's absolutely sensational. With us now, a sort of different kind of guest, if you'll bear with me for a moment or two. Not a presenter per se on stage, but a man who was pulling the strings behind the scenes. Colm Clark has traveled in from Belgium from his company Exemplar, where he's been working with the show organizers on developing a new style of conference. Because as we know, Colm, conferencing in its old traditional style, boring in a box, is very last century. In this new world that we're moving into now, particularly with something as dynamic and exciting as Tissue World, we need fresh, we need innovation. And that's why you were brought in, sir.
Yes, we see a lot of business leaders looking for different types of professional education, regardless of the sector they're in. People at more senior levels are looking to find out not just more about their day-to-day work and the day-to-day business, but also how their business fits into the wider world. So what we tried to do yesterday in the Business and Management Day was really give a broader perspective, especially looking at factors outside the industry that still have a very strong influence on the tissue business, but perhaps haven't been a part of the program before, because people have perhaps more focused on the industry dynamics or the technical aspects of improving performance. And
you also worked in the general and business session with what we call deep dives.
Yes.
So panel discussions that were highly interactive, using voter panels with the audience, getting a lot of interactive feedback and shaping the flow of discussion from what the audience seemed to want to talk about.
Yeah, this is another thing. I think the part of it is about expert content, bringing the right experts together to frame things better for them. The other part of that is to provide a platform for interactivity. And like you said, give the audience a chance to share, give the audience a chance to shape the input. And the other thing about the deep dives was that a lot of factors that we see are interconnected, interdependent. So we talked about NAFTA, we talked about China. Of course, these are part of a global supply chain, and it's the impact on one side of the world has an impact on the other. So the idea with the deep dives was that we bring the experts who spoke about specific perspectives together, and then had a facilitator look at the interdependencies between them and probe deeper so that people can better interpret what this increasingly complex world means and does to their business.
And the feedback from the delegates has been superb. So this is what your organization Exemplar does, isn't it? It repurposes conferences and events, basically.
Yeah, we've tried to work a lot on the experience of the delegates. We also work a lot on the experience of the speakers. So I was very happy with the feedback I got from some of the panelists and the moderators, because they said there was a real it was a different approach. It showed that the organizer was there to support them through the preparation and not just when they arrive on site. We worked in advance. We made sure people were briefed. We made sure they understand their specific roles and how they fitted into the overall story behind the conference. So that was very satisfying to get it, because it's all part of the experience. You've got to have happy speakers, as you know, to have a good event. And if you've got happy speakers, you have a better chance of having happy delegates.
And it made it a complete holistic event in that particular respect, which was absolutely lovely.
Yes.
So you're traveling back to Belgium, job well done, box ticked.
I hope so. Yeah, I'm ready for the airport, and it's soon going to be time to get on the plane.
And taking Tissue World in the future into even greater heights as well.
It would be great. Yeah, I mean, I think we've done this process for different organizations, for different events at different points in time. So much is happening in the world. There are some big trends, like we talk a lot about big data today and artificial intelligence, and they come into almost every event that we organize. And then you have specific industry or professional dynamics that are very much specific to an organization or to a profession at a point in time in a certain region, or things like demographic change, skill sets, all these type of things come into the mix. So we have plenty of things that we can choose from in our conference toolbox.
In your mix and portfolio.
Indeed, yeah.
Well, I've got to tell you, it was an exemplary job from Exemplar.
Thank you, Michael.
Colin Clark, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Real pleasure having
Thanks
you.
a lot.
Thank you.